Today I'm going to be making peanut butter cups. These are supposed to be kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup recipe, but it involves Ritz crackers. So this sounded interesting to me. So you need 1.5 cups of creamy peanut butter. We just use Jif peanut butter. You need half a stick of butter. Go ahead and melt it if you want to. You need 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of crushed Ritz crackers. It was basically 25 crackers, so almost like 2/3 of a sleeve, just a little bit more, 25 crackers. And then you need 2 pounds of either milk chocolate or milk chocolate candy coating. I actually am using the Great Value milk chocolate chips. It took a whole bag of the 23 ounce and almost the whole bag of the 11.5 ounce to get this. I actually weighed it with my scale. You don't need to use this just yet. I just wanted to show you this is what it looks like. You also need to get a muffin pan, fill it full of the papers, and just in case, I don't know how many this makes because it really didn't say, but just make sure you have some more papers and maybe even another muffin tin available just in case you need to go with more than 12. You also need a baking sheet, a jelly roll pan, whatever you want to call it. We call it a baking sheet. Put parchment paper on there and then have another piece of parchment paper so you can put it on top once you get finished. And you also want to get some kind of mixer. We're going to use our stand mixer, but you can use whatever mixer you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my butter and I'm going to melt my peanut butter. So I'm going to actually use the microwave. I'm going to go put this in the microwave for probably about 45 to 50 seconds, just until it's all liquid, and I'll be back. All right, so my peanut butter, you can see it's just melted. I didn't try to boil it or anything like that. You just want it liquid, really. Now the original recipe, I can just tell you, it said put a warm water bath and put your pan in it and all that stuff. Shoot, heck with that. You got microwaves, why not use them? And it's not going to do anything bad to it, so just use your microwave, melt it. That's all you need to do. So there's my peanut butter and my butter in here. Mix this together. Once it gets mixed, I'm going to start adding my powdered sugar and my Ritz crackers. So now what I'm going to do, it's mixed. I'm just going to scrape my mixing paddle down a little bit. And you're going to get your baking sheet where you had your parchment paper, and you're going to spread it out on there. And you're going to try to make it about 1/4 inch thick. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour to cool off. And you won't fill up your whole pan. It won't go from edge to edge. It's just, this is just a good sized pan to use. So once you've spread it out to 1/4 inch, you're supposed to cover it with another piece of parchment paper. Get it nice and flat. And then put it in the refrigerator, like I said, for 1 hour. All right, so it's been 1 hour. So I'm just I pulled it out of the pan. I've got my pan back over here with a new piece of parchment paper. I'm just gonna pull this off. Throw it out of the way. And you want like a 2-inch, like we call it a biscuit cutter, just a cookie cutter, whatever, a round cutter. And we're going to make discs, and you want to make as many of these little 2-inch discs as you can. Like I said, I don't know how many exactly this makes, so so you at least want 12, if not more. And once I get these cut out, I'm going to move them over to this piece of parchment paper by themselves. Here are all my discs cut out. They're getting squishy and sticky, so I'm going to stick them in the freezer. And while these are in the freezer for the next 2 minutes, and we'll probably won't do a lot, but whatever, I'm going to stick my chocolate in the microwave and start it at 1 minute, and then or 45 seconds or so, and then probably a minute will be fine. And then like 15-second increments after that. stirring between each time until it's all melted. Okay, so I'm melting my chocolate. It's good and melty. It took, I did a minute, and then I did 20, and then I did 20 seconds. And it was perfect. So what I'm gonna do is, I've just got a, what is this, a tablespoon? I've just got a tablespoon. I'm gonna take a tablespoon of chocolate and try not to make a complete and total mess, but put a tablespoon of chocolate in each one of these. So I pulled the peanut butter things out. It really didn't have that much time to change, but you want to kind of push them in there to where it comes up on the side a little bit. And you don't want it to be really thick on the bottom. That's the biggest thing. Because it's kind of thick on the bottom right now, but if you push these down in there, it'll get a little thinner. Basically just cap them. Don't want a ton, you just want just enough to cover it. Okay, so I'm out of chocolate. So I'm gonna go ahead and melt the rest of that one little bag that I had left. That should be enough to take care of the rest of these. Just enough to cover those up. I mean, it was a near thing. So what I'm gonna do now is, we already put the other one in there. We're gonna put these in, we were gonna put it in the freezer just so they firm up, but basically you just want your chocolate to set to where it's not soft anymore. And then it says to take them out and let them get to room temperature before you actually eat them. So we had these in the freezer for like 10 minutes just to firm the chocolate up, and then we laid them out right after that, and they've been sitting outside for about 30 or 40 minutes. So they're at room temperature. So if you really be extra, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can take a pair of scissors, and if you want to look more like a Reese's cup, you can kind of cut around the top. Of course, I'm not cutting these at all flat probably, but you know, you can kind of go around them and make them look more like a short Reese's cup instead of being really tall. It's whatever you want to do. I want to cut one of these in half and see what it looks like inside. So you pop it out of the paper. Pretty nice. Looks pretty close. I'm pretty happy with that.
We just brought one over here, the one that Kevin cut. Yeah.
Now, I noticed that the bottom chocolate's really, really thick. So if you want to make sure it's thinner, you could press it in there firmer or further down. But
and these are going to melt quicker than a Reese's cup.
They're not.
Like this chocolate's melting on my fingers right now.
Yeah, the chocolate thing just literally melted chocolate. Mm-hmm. You're right. Talk all over him. I like the flavor of that. Mm-hmm. The peanut butter is nice. Yeah. The chocolate, since it's just melted chocolate, is a little thicker.
It needs to be stored in the refrigerator.
Yeah, so it won't be. It said to store them at room temperature in an airtight container.
I
think in the refrigerator would be better.
Refrigerator. Because you're going to get it all
over you. It's still going to melt all over you.
But with all the peanut butter that Kevin used, honestly,
mostly chocolate.
It's chocolate. You taste the milk chocolate. It I taste very, very, very little of the actual peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. Which is sad because we tried a little bit of the peanut butter. It's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we tried there was Kevin had a scraper in the bowl, and I tried some off of that. Mm-hmm. And when you get it like that with no chocolate, it's pure peanut butter. Mm-hmm.
With that crunchy Ritz cracker texture.
Mm-hmm. But with the chocolate, it's just, you just taste the milk chocolate. Yeah. And honestly, we use those Great Value milk chocolate. It tastes really good to me.
Yeah,
It tastes
they
like
do
really
really good.
nice milk chocolate.
I think if we had if I'd somehow been able to get a thin layer of chocolate on the bottom, it would have been better. It wouldn't have been all chocolate. It would have been a thinner layer of chocolate. It's really hard to judge how far to push them down. When
Well,
you're pushing them into the cup, it's almost impossible.
you're talking about something very time consuming too, because he used a tablespoon. So what I'm hearing is, instead of using a tablespoon, he could have used a teaspoon.
Probably made a much thinner layer on the
But
bottom.
then if you did use a teaspoon, think about it. You're going to have to pour it into each cup, but then you're going to have to like swirl it around so that it does fill in the whole bottom. And you're going to have to do that 24 times.
Probably more than that, actually, because you can get more chocolate. It
You-
goes that further now.
Yeah. You're going to be able to make a few more.
Yeah. You're almost be better off dipping it, making little balls out of it, and dipping it in the chocolate.
But that eliminates
Reese's
it
cup.
looking like a Reese's cup.
Yeah.
Does it taste like a Reese's cup?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
It doesn't. It looks like one.
It looks nice.
And it
Tastes
does
good.
have a good milk chocolate flavor, but for all that peanut butter you're using, you really don't taste a ton of peanut butter.
Like I said, it would have been better if it had been thinner, but it's almost impossible to know.
A thinner chocolate, yeah.
But how would you know?
I do think you could use white chocolate, dark chocolate,
Butterscotch.
butterscotch chips, caramel chip, all these chips that are out now. You could use any of those chips to cover these. You do not have to use milk chocolate, and that may help too. If you were to pair this with the white chocolate, then you might really be able to taste that peanut butter stronger.
Yeah.
They even have cream cheese chips.
I don't know about that peanut butter. Maybe.
Cream cheese and peanut butter?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm
I don't
sure
know.
it's wonderful.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of how are you going to taste that peanut butter better. I think you would taste it better with the white chocolate.
White chocolate and thinner. Thinner chocolate.
Yeah, that's the key, is
Yeah.
go thin.
I like it though. It's a neat recipe.
It's easy.
I saw it on Instagram, honestly, and it looked neat. It was like, ooh, that looks really good. And so I made them. Turned out okay.
When Kevin is not watching little animals, mice and rabbits and stuff like that, then he gets
Like a food.
He gets a food video. That's okay though, because hey, we got to try it. And it was fun. So if you've ever tried this, a recipe like this, you'll have to let us know. Did yours taste like an authentic Reese's cup? Because I would be very curious to see what did you use in the center that helped it taste more like Reese's, because like we said, the peanut butter is kind of lost in this one.
It is.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.